Well, hello everyone. This is Mama T, and I'm back in Rising World. It's been a while. I am not in medieval realms at the moment. Uh, I have been away for a while, both literally and from the game. I went on a long vacation, and uh, an update dropped while I was gone, and I have just now started playing the new update, which contains lots of new things, mainly doors and posters and signage, and wheat and baking. And so I'm very excited about all of that. I did drop into my medieval realms world and messed around a little bit, but I did not really do much of anything. It was fun, but I decided that I really wanted to just play with the new stuff somewhere else, somewhere new. And I got started, and I did manage to find wheat, and you'll see that I have a camp set up here. I did manage to within a couple of hours get everything I needed really to get started. But I looked around in this new world, and I have found a place I like much better. It's really, I don't want to overstate it, but it's kind of epic. Super cool typography. So I am going to be moving, and I am going to be leaving all my good stuff here. But I did want to show you the new wheat. It's pretty cool. You do have to collect it with the sickle and plant it, and it goes through several growth stages. This is about the almost ready to be harvested stage. It has about 3 or maybe 4 stages, and I would say that the next stage for this would be for it to get ripe and be ready to be harvested. But I found most of the crops, not all of them, but most of them, and got myself a garden going. Got myself a smelter, got a couple of workbenches, and I made myself a bow and arrow. The bow and arrow is new. I can show that to you. It's in one of these chests. So the bow and the arrows, I made that. I'm not opposed to hunting, but I do not like guns, and so I'm not going to have any guns in any of my games. But I did make the bow and arrow, and I did shoot myself some steaks. And also there is the new, there's a bunch of new chests. These are the new signage. They have text you can put on anything. They have a really cool hanging sign. That's kind of nifty. A bunch of new doors, which we've needed. So thank you for the doors, Red. A seat. I think that was in here originally. This is so that you can build your own chairs and make a seat on your home-built chair and then be able to use it. What else is new in here? I don't think there's anything else new in the furnishings, although I think you've seen all of this. I haven't used any of this stuff down here. Workbenches. There is a new grinder. I don't want to say it's new. It's basically the grinder we had before. It does work, and it works on multiple kinds of stuff. So this is where you make flour. This is also where you can grind coal and sulfur to make gunpowder. You also grind rags, grind cloth to make rags, and then you put the rags in the paper press to make paper. That is a little odd because that's not exactly how paper is made, but okay. Spinning wheel we've had before. It took me a while to remember that yarn was not a thing that you could create except with the spinning wheel. But that is indeed how you create yarn, and then you make your cloth out of the yarn. This is the new oven. You can bake bread and also cookies and meat in this oven. I expect that more things will be coming. So that's the new stuff there. I don't think there's too much new in the materials, but I did not show you closely the doors. There is a bunch of glass doors now that you can't really appreciate what they look like here, but they're pretty cool. I mean, if you have a modern world, that's pretty cool. And the wooden doors are nice also. So anyway, here's my plan. I do have all the stuff. I am not taking it with me. You'll notice I emptied out my inventory. I have food here. I have wheat. I have cooked meat. I am not taking it. I have all the tools, including a compass. I'm not taking it. I am starting out fresh with my primitive hammer. I also have a compass I'm not taking. But I did find this other area, and I did write down the coordinates. If you notice, I have the coordinates showing there at the bottom, and you push F3. I'll do that right now. F3 gets you all of this information. It will tell you all kinds of stuff about where you are and what's happening to your character, what the weather is, what the time is, all that stuff. And then you hit F3 again one more time, and it just leaves the coordinates up. So this is the coordinates of my original camp, and I have written down the coordinates of the place where I want to go, and I am going to go that way. But I am going to enable fly mode. I am in survival, but I'm going to enable fly mode because it is quite a distance, and I would like to cover it quickly, or more quickly. So I'm going to hit F2, and that's fly mode. I noticed that fly mode is different now. So let's see. I'm going to aim where I believe this place is, and go for it. If you noticed, I'm flying, but I'm just kind of skimming the ground. And this works until you hit an animal or a rock, and those will stop you. But it used to be that when you hit fly mode and you were, next to the ground, you would just go into the ground. Well, I'm going to take these tomatoes because I don't have any food. So let's see. Right now I'm aiming for 5640 and 3266. And the reason I'm aiming for that is that I know there's an apple tree there. I saw it on my way by. So I'm going to go get that, and I think it's right there. So this is the beginning of my new game. So I can get the apple tree. It counts. So I am playing in survival. I'm playing on a single player. And I know that some people think that, you shouldn't use fly mode. You shouldn't ever change to creative, or use any commands. And I respect that. But it's my world. And I shall do as I please. For the most part, I am going to play this world in survival, so that I'm getting all of the fun stuff that goes with the game, but I am not going to ever like prevent myself from doing things that, like for instance, I've made if I've made a big component and it's got a lot of pieces and I need to repeat that component many times, well, I might just change to creative and do that, so that, you know, it takes some of the grind out of it. I am playing this game to have fun, not to grind. If you really like grinding, then more power to you. And that's not to say I won't mine and I won't collect. There's some critters. There's some chickens. Now, we don't know how to collect the chickens. I know that you can kill them, but I would like to collect them and tame them and make them give me eggs, because that's what chickens are for. Okay, so I am aiming at now the new camp, the new area that I like is 4713 and 5, and I'm just leaving out the center number because that's altitude. 5012. So 4713 and 5012 is what I am aiming for. So we'll see. As I said, the area is pretty darn epic. I really like this map. It's got a lot. Okay, there's 4859. And which way? Okay, that goes up when I go that way. So I need to go this way further. And we'll just have a quick look around. So there's the sea, and there's a lake. We're getting close. I think it is up here. It's interesting that I guess, you know, it's true to life. When you're skimming the ground, it looks like you're going so much faster than when you're just flying over it. Okay, I think we're close. I think this is pretty close to where we want to go. What do you think? Is this not cool? I'm loving it. So this goes out, there's a little pinch point, but this goes out into a bigger lake, and it goes this way. Let's just explore it a little bit before we put down roots. Goes this way. I believe this goes off another direction towards another sea. So it's kind of like a big river with a lake in the center of it, which is really very cool. There's a fox. At least I think it does. Okay, this one does not. There is one. I'm going to go up higher. Go up high and see what we can see. There's this giant mountain, which I thought would be really convenient for a mine. Ooh, we're almost in the clouds. And there's another river over there, which goes to the sea. Maybe that is the area that I want to be in. This one goes off that way towards a sea. Let's go over here real quick just to have a look. know this is not like, what do you want to say, orthodox in playing survival to survey the land this way, but I have already walked across it. So I have a pretty good idea of what's here. I just want to locate in the best spot. So now this one, this river looks like a river to me. Goes up to the mountain, and I wonder, does it attach to the other river? Which that would be pretty cool. So there's this area, and then let's see what happens over here. This is looking pretty good, actually. It's got some nice flat land for farming and building on. It's got a mountain for a mine. And it stops. Well, that might be okay. As if I recall correctly, this is a pretty epic canyon through here. And that, if you excavated it, might well, it goes up pretty high. I don't know. So it's going to either be this river or the one on the other side. I like this because it's got some nice flat land for building, but I like the look of this other side better, kind of, just for epic scenery. Ooh, wheat. So we're going to just take note of that. This, on the other hand, has some forest area and some mountain area. Yeah, this is quite beautiful, and I'm thinking this might be the spot. And I've been having thoughts about what I'm going to do here. I want to do something different. I want to challenge myself on the building front, and I'm kind of thinking, is that a moose? Those are the first mooses we've seen here. Cool. I'm kind of thinking, I had this thought. Okay, I'm going to put myself down. I was kind of thinking I might build like an American Indian or Native American village with teepees and traditional building techniques that they might use, which would be kind of a challenge, not your typical block built residence. And then I was thinking, well, if I do that, then I could also build like a log cabin somewhere and a little village. And then why limit it to like just American stuff? You know, you could build different cultures as well. And I've seen some incredible builds by incredible builders. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. And I am getting quite thirsty, so let's run down and get a drink. And then let's find a place that we want to build and get started with our base and collecting resources and all of that. This is actually a little bit more challenging than the other side as far as building this area. So that's probably good. I mean, depending on how you look at that. Okay, now the only problem with having collected that apple tree is that I need to make a shelter, and it's going to take saplings. And I'm kind of thinking I need to plant that sapling and chop down some other trees so that I don't lose my apple tree. That did happen to me once before, and I did not like it. This might be an okay place for just getting started, but not a great place to build, I don't think. Maybe the top of that hill would be okay. Let's go up there and see. And it's raining again. More chickies. Hi, chickies. I did not try shooting a chicken with my arrows because they're small. And when you shoot something, they start running unless you do it right. And apparently I didn't do it right. Okay, so this is sort of flat. That might work. This might be better. I'm looking for a spot for a teepee. Pretty far from the water though. Now I'm thinking of it. I think I might just plant my tree before I forget, and then I will be mad if I don't. I hope you can hear me okay. I changed my setup a little bit. Let me know if you can't hear me and I'll tweak that some. Okay, this seems like an okay spot for a tree. Number 4. There. Grow, little apple tree. There's a pig. I am really happy with the new stuff that came in, and I'm wondering what you all, if you're playing it or if you're picking it back up, what you want to see next. I am really hankering for some different biomes. This is all lovely and everything, but it's quite the same. I mean, it's green and it's got rocks, and does have some different surfaces like sand and gravel and different kinds of rocks and stuff. But I'm hankering for some different. This is very rocky. Very rocky. Now I'm questioning my decision to stay here. And I do know that I need to collect stuff, because that's what you do at the beginning. Yeah, I'm kind of questioning whether this was a smart choice. I mean, it is very pretty, especially like at sunset. Right through there. It's very pretty. But not an easy spot to make a village or even a camp. This is that little pinch point I was saying is here. You could easily fix that, dig it out, and make it a little less narrow so that you could get a boat through. But it does go through. So we have a rowboat. We do not have a canoe. And I think a canoe would be a good thing to have. And there it goes out to the ocean, I'll call it, or a bigger lake. But I'm kind of thinking now that the other side might have been better. If anyone sees this, tell me if you would like to, see everything that I'm doing, or if I decide to just do stuff and then come back and just show you afterwards. I'm always thinking that, not a lot happens in this game, and building can be pretty boring, frankly. If it's very repetitive. So, of course, so are shooter games. They're awfully repetitive too. But I trust that if you're watching this, you're not a fan of shooter games anyways. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking, now that I'm walking this on the ground, that this is probably not the best spot to try and build something. I would have to do an awful lot of digging and trying to change the terrain to make it suitable. So it might be better to locate near here, but not in this beautiful river valley, but perhaps in the next river valley would be a better spot. All right. Oh. Okay, we're going to fly over here. Oh, those deer are still standing there. The mooses? Yeah, the mooses are still there too. I was wondering if the water is at the same level everywhere in the world, and indeed it is. It seems to be like when your head is out of the water, or when you're standing in the water, like right about like this deep. It seems to be 92 in this world. That's water level. And I'm kind of really hoping that, he'll fix it so that water, it's flowing, so when you dig around it, the water will seek the same level. But if you want like a waterfall or something, that doesn't happen, because the water will just fall down and seek the same level that it is. So I'm just picking up these rocks because I know I'll need them. So, okay, even though this area is not as epic, it is indeed better for building. And I think this is where we're going to start. That other area, now like I might put like the Indian teepees in a little camp here where the Indians are. And then in the other canyon, maybe put my settlers village. Who knows? But for right now, this will do. Oops. Don't break your leg right off. I guess that's not a pick-upable rock. Okay, so this is the spot for right now. And you'll notice I did turn down my view distance and my graphics a little bit because it was running so badly. As it is, it's FPS 12 right now, and I don't know why. Probably because there's trees. If I leave the tree, it might come back. No, I don't know. It just, I am running on Windows in a bootcamped Mac, and I did try running it on the Mac side. It does not run much better for me on that side. In fact, it's actually, it pauses more. As it is, the frame rate's really, really low. I know it's terrible. Don't yell at me. I can't help it. This is a nice spot. This is a very nice spot. I think this might be it. Okay, so I'm going to start the grind, and hello. I'm going to start the grind here, and I don't know whether or not that's something that you want to see. Everybody does the same thing at the beginning. You collect wood, you make your shelter, you collect rocks, you make your shelter and your smelter. And those are the two things that you need to get started. And then the next thing after that is your tools, and then you start collecting food so you can have a garden, and then you can sustain yourself pretty easily. And then you begin building. I mean, that's just kind of how this game goes. So given that everybody does the same thing, and if you pick up the game, that's what you'll be doing. If you want to see that, let me know, and I will happily show it to you, although there's tons of those kinds of videos out there if you're interested in this game at all. But for right now, I am going to get started here. And welcome back. And I will show you again my Medieval Realms world, where I have my tavern and my little peasant's hovel. I'm going to continue with that, but for right now I just want to do something different. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and I'll do another one. Bye.